Hey, I've got into something new. Something that I used to, well, take the piss out of. I've got a friend of mine that does this, and I thought it was just a passing fad and I couldn't really see getting much, if anything, out of it. Now, I've realised I was wrong. You see, I am sometimes wrong and I'm always willing to admit it, even if sometimes I'm reluctant. Now, these are e-cigarettes, although I started off with this one, which is a Liberty Flights model I picked up from a chemist where I get my prescriptions, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I liked it, didn't touch a cigarette all night because the liquid has got nicotine in it, and it's a tobacco flavour that came in as a starter kit. I found it a bit difficult to get a decent draw off of it without blowing holes in my cheeks, but I still enjoyed it anyway and I still use it. So I decided then, I got the bug to maybe get something a bit better. And in the Liberty Flights brochure they had these bigger ones with variable airflow wrapped in carbon fibre, and I have a thing for carbon fibre. For those that know that I use I'm into mountain bikes, but unfortunately they just sent their carbon fibre ones back because not many people were interested, and they'd had them there for weeks, so I just missed them. So they were supposed to get more and call me, but I didn't get a call. And then while I was waiting, I walked into a store in Waltham Cross I didn't know was there. It does vaping and e-liquid stuff, and that's called Mirage. Really nice. There's a black guy in there called Owen, really nice chap. If you don't like the sort of sales pitch stuff, yes, he can sound a bit sales pitchy, but he's straight with you, you know, he's alright, and I liked him. So I saw this, which was slightly different. I've altered it slightly, because this is a Kanger sub mini tank, but I've changed the tip for a carbon fibre one to match the battery. The normal tips around here somewhere. So I ended up buying that, which is very similar to the Liberty Flights one I'd had my eye on. Just prior to buying that, I bought this, a case from a market stall in Waltham Cross Market, and unfortunately, after buying that, to put that in, with a plan that when I bought a bigger one that would go in it too, because there's two loops inside, that one doesn't fit in it. Never mind. So I got this, which is really a protection thing for charging, stops any fires or anything like that if you want to leave something unattended, which you shouldn't really do anyway, but you do. So I've got into this, and this is a sub-ohm with a sub-ohm coil, sub-ohm battery by Aspire, and I love it. I call it the E-Stogie, and I absolutely love it. It's great, and it doesn't look box-like with some of the other mods that you get with the bigger wattages and things, so I don't have to walk around looking like I'm holding onto a very bad 1990s phone with an extremely poorly made aerial, which is how I think of the ones with the big boxes, although some don't look too bad, I have to admit. So great. I use that as a backup, or sometimes when I'm out and I'm walking along the road. And what these have actually helped me to do, and I can't quite believe it because I was a bit of a chain smoker, is I've stopped smoking, and I've even been using less nicotine gum, because I use that one sometimes when I'm walking along, and I haven't even noticed it, and I can't quite believe that that's actually worked. So anyway, so I went into Mirage and I bought that, and I got that in a chemist, and I got that on a market stall, and then I went into another shop and got chatting to a chap who was very interesting and kind of like me, a conspiracy theorist with his own webpage, which I'll get to, or I'll put a link to. Now, when I bought this came with a tobacco, which was kind of weird. It's Liberty Flights Exo tobacco, which had like a, I don't know how to describe it really, a sort of butterscotchy type of flavour, which I didn't really expect, you know, because all the flavours have names on, and this was just tobacco. So it was kind of nice, a little bit sweet for my liking, but kind of nice. When I got that, they asked me if I wanted to throw in what flavour e-liquid, so I asked for tobacco, and he filled it in the shop, and I took a chug on it, and I was coughing. And there was a young girl in there looking to sort of start up on it, who was a smoker, and she didn't want to take a draw and want to test it in case she smiled and said, oh, in case I cough and I make myself look silly. So I took a chug on that, started coughing and spluttering, and me, Owen and the girl in the shop were all laughing. So the guy in the shop, Owen, he took a chug on it, and it had high nicotine content, and he'd quit nicotine quite some time before, so he said he'd give it a go, and he was coughing and spluttering, and we all laughed again. But it was a very, very, very different taste to the Liberty Flights tobacco. Very different. It was very, very strong and very, very bitter. In fact, I didn't like it, and when I came home, I tipped it out the tank and put the XO in it. But since then, I've been a bit worried about trying any new flavours, because some are a bit sweet. I got a Liberty Flights Twisted Lemon. That was a bit bland, but okay. And then I got the French Vanilla, and that was very strong. And I love vanilla, but that was very strong, and I didn't actually like those that much. So I was a bit worried about what to try. And then I ended up going down to Edmonton to these guys. And in the space of about half an hour, I tried 5 flavours, I think it was. Could have been 6 or 7, I lost count in the end. There wasn't a single one I didn't like. And there were some I liked very much. And I was absolutely shocked. And I thought, I've just gone from sort of disliking most of the ones I try to liking the ones I try. And the ones I ended up buying was Tobacco RY4, Black Honey Tobacco, and also, I'm not very well prepared for this, so I'm going to sort of scan over here and grab that bottle, and the other one is upstairs. That is a one for making big clouds with. That's Champeach, which is a champagne peach. And when I tried it, I actually said out loud, oh my god. I was that stunned at how pleasant it was. And that one there, and the other bottle, the RY4 tobacco's upstairs, and that is the, sorry about that, that's the Black Honey, which is quite nice. So the Black Honey is currently in that for when I go out, and the RY4 is currently in that. The only thing about these, oh, it's fantastic taste, but they only come in the lower, that's the strongest nicotine one, which is 6 milligram, whereas that one, I think it was 20 milligram, and I've had 24s and I've had 18s, so you know, so 20 milligrams okay, but I just think, I don't know if that one's a bit too low, so I might keep that back and towards the end of the week get some nicotine and add some drops to that once I work out how to do it correctly. So there you go, I'm actually into vaping now, and I'm glad that I am, because I've now worked out, I'm saying that's not an e-cigarette, by the way, that's just a Parker Premium pen, before anybody wants to leave comments asking what it is. So if you're looking for sort of nice flavours, the juice shop, you know, they do some very nice things. They're down on Kendall Rise in Edmonton. Their stuff's quite cheap as well, because I was looking in there and I saw the price of that's a sub-ohm battery, Aspire. I paid 30 for that, and yet it was I think it was $21.99 in the juice shop, And I was up, so it's the first thing I looked at. I thought, oh, I could have saved myself £9 if I'd got it in here. I think it worked out, I could have saved about 15–20 quid. So, you know, they're nice. Nice surprise. And if you're into conspiracy theories, you can get talking to the chap in now. Because of my symptom of fibro fog, I've bloody well forgotten his name, but he does the, what's it called? They think it's a joke or something like that. His webpage. I'll put the link up anyway when I upload this. So there you go. I'm into vaping now, and there's a little starter from someone that thought it was absolutely stupid and now realises he was wrong.